Okay, so moving on to the front of the boat here, this is obviously the hitch. Pretty straightforward there. After you're over the ball of the truck, this lever goes down, this little side button shifts in, and then when it's down like that, you're locked onto the trailer. The final thing there would be to place this pin through this hole, and that prevents this from ever coming open and potentially coming unhooked as you're going down the road. I do have an extra long wiring harness on here. Some of the newer trucks and stuff, the actual plug for them is up a little bit higher on the truck, so you'll fit just about any make or model of vehicle there. And then the safety chains, I usually stow them back here, but of course they're then attached to the hitch up in front. And the third one here, this is actually the emergency brake. And what happens is if your trailer was to come unhooked here, this chain here or cord would be hooked to your trailer with the safety chains, and at that point when this is pulled out, it will engage the brakes so that the trailer will stop and hopefully prevent any other accidents. So from there, your winch and your lock are up here. And just moving back, I'm just going to show you a little bit of video of the boat, kind of overall exterior condition. I know we sent a lot of pictures, but hopefully this will give you a good idea of the outside condition of the fiberglass and the gel coat and all of that. So like we talked about, there is a couple scratches. There's one of them right there. But for the most part, the boat is pretty clean. So moving back, of course, this is a single axle trailer, and you can see that it has the oil bath hubs, and the oil level is good there. Now this I usually change once annually. You can either have a mechanic do it, or if you do it on your own, it's a pretty simple process just to take it off. And there's one set screw that you remove, and then the oil drains out and goes back in through there. Just to moving, and I do have the owner's manual, of course, that can walk you through all that. And then just the condition of the overall tires. I think we took some pictures of that, but just to give you an idea that those are in good condition. I believe this would be their third season, if I'm not mistaken. So again, just a little bit more of the exterior of the boat and the gel coat. So this plug back here is for your transom mount trolling motor. That just simply removes this way should you ever need to unhook it or disconnect it. It's attached to the actual boat with this plate here, and then these are just simply screwed down on either side. And I'll show you the total operation of this when I get in the boat, but this is actually the release lever to put the trolling motor up into a vertical position so that you can go ahead and use it. And just another view from the back of the boat, splash guards. Main motor. Now there's a switch inside the boat that will move the motor up and down. But on the other side over here, there's a switch back here that's located right under here, and that will actually move the or tilt the motor up and down. Now the transom saver on this one is right down here, and I'll show you how to remove that. That is actually this piece right here, and it just clamps in or fits through the pins here, and those are all spring loaded. So when we get the motor down and go through the operation of the motor and hook up the water muffs to it, I'll show you a little bit more about that, but just kind of wanted to give you an overview here of the rear of the boat. Now, moving on to the kicker motor, which is here. And I guess I should go back to the main motor just for a minute to show you the prop, that's in good condition. And right now I've got it in reverse, which is what I would recommend when you're on the road so that the prop doesn't turn. I'll move over to the kicker motor and show you the same thing. Now this is a specially made prop. It has 4 blades, and you can see that it's almost flat, so you can achieve speeds far less than 1 mile an hour up to approximately 4 miles an hour with infinite adjustments in between, just because this prop is quite a bit flatter. So it's not built for speed, it's built for dialing in an exact speed, you might say. The trailer tie downs, there's one on the other side, you probably saw that, but are located right here. To remove those, you just simply push down this lever and then unhook from here. And then they're kind of on a spring-loaded system, so usually when I'm trailering without the boat, I just hook them right into that hole right there. And then from there, after you load the boat, it's just a matter of, there we go, reattaching. And this bigger lever, what you need to do is to press this button right here, hold it, and then there's a ratchet system, which will actually tie everything down. And of course, the rod holders that you see here, as well as the 4 seats, are included, of course, in the price of the boat and going with it. Unless for some reason you didn't need the rod holders, but I have new ones set up on the boat that I'm purchasing, so they go with the boat. Sort of the same thing over here on this wheel. The oil-bathed hubs, you can see that the tires are in about the same condition. They are the same age, and I don't know if I mentioned it one time, but you can see from this view that the calipers are pretty new and that the brake pads are not worn excessively or in poor condition by any means. So again, that should give you a pretty good idea of the tread wear on the tires. Of course, this is the spare tire, and then this is the little bit larger scratch, as I talked about, that's probably going to need, if you want it out completely, probably some professional attention, but again, I believe that it could be, with a small bit of money, taken right back to new. And those are really the only scratches of any significance that I'm aware of anyway, and that you'll probably see in these videos that are on the actual boat itself. We'll go through the operation of the trolling motor, but seeing I'm on this end, I'll just show you here what we've got going on. It's a little bit easier from the outside of the boat. This is kind of the cradle here that holds the motor in place. This will actually shift down in this motion when you let the motor up, and then when it goes back in, it will engage, and when that clicks all the way up, it turns the power, or at least it lets the motor know that it's out of the water, and sort of turns the power off until you push another one of the control buttons of any kind, whether it be speed, direction, or anything like that. Then it will automatically turn itself back on. This is a transducer for the front mount trolling motor. It is hooked up to the electronics. However, the way I have it rigged right now and set up is that both electronics read off the same transducer, which is in the back of the boat. It's a shoot-through or an in-hull transducer, so there's nothing hanging off the boat. It just shoots simply through the fiberglass in the bottom of the boat. But if you did want to change it, you could change it. Just have to go in and adjust a few settings in the locator itself, and then you could read the front trolling motor off of this transducer, or for that matter the rear, or both of them, however you choose to set it up. So I'll pause there, I'll get in the boat, and we'll show you a few more things on the inside.